Hey, TikTok. Hey, welcome to Wednesday, the Art of Relationship show. I might have some technical difficulties. I just moved my office. I know it looks different as you can see the background here, and I ran into hiccups. How many people have run into you're moving, right? And or home improvement projects and things just they don't go as planned, right? It's life. So there's been a lot of hiccups, a lot of stuff that have been going on. Um, hey, Emma, David, I appreciate you joining in. Landon as well. So if there's technical difficulties, my apology up front. Like I said, I just moved my office late last week, and I don't even have all my pictures up. You can see them sitting up back there. So going to be talking about relationship stuff, and when things go sideways, that might be a great starting point, whatever. When things go sideways in a relationship, hey, Davis, what's going on, man? So, well, how do you handle them? And I tell people left and right, hopefully the audio's coming out okay. And you can join in the live chat down below as well. Throw out your questions out there. Next week, I will be able to take live calls, okay? I'm going to have a number. You can call in, and I can take your questions live on the air. And, yeah, let me know. And what your questions are, or what really happens with you. So when things go sideways in relationships, I know I'm tripping all over my tongue, checking out the tech, make sure everything's going smooth. But when things go sideways, I tell couples on a daily basis, okay, in my office right behind me, that's when relationships make or break it, is when how you handle challenges, how you handle difficulties in your relationship. And that's the reality, okay? And looking at what works best for you, and how do you want to handle difficulties when life really goes sideways at you, when there's challenges, when there's issues that pop up in your relationship or in your marriage. That's when I want you to be able to go on to how you handle them, right? How you handle arguments, how you handle debates in the relationship, how you handle challenges when it goes left or right, okay? And please, as I'm tripping over my tongue now, checking out I yell at her, Mr. Butt. No, you shouldn't yell at her. That's not a wise situation to be at. So I want you to then do a backflip. No, okay. When things go sideways, how do you reach for each other? I know a lot of people, it's very difficult. Usually one of you, will go off rip, okay? Maybe emotionally, you don't handle stress too well, and say your partner handles stress well. So you look at the situation, be able to look at, are you the one that always handles the stress, that handles difficulties, maybe, income goes down the toilet, right? Your bills are behind, those type of situations. Or you might have had a loss in your life. A loved one just passed away, and you both handle stress differently. How do you handle it? What do you need from your partner in the relationship to handle problems that go sideways, okay? So throw out your questions, anything I can help you with relationship, intimacy, yes, sex, marriage, dating type of aspects. Like I said, I'm a fully licensed professional counselor in state of Michigan, Metro Detroit here. And I've been helping couples for 21 years, believe it or not. Yes, I know I don't look that old, but yeah, I've been helping couples for 21 years. And I deal with helping couples heal from affairs. Yeah, one or both of them cheated, on the brink of divorce. I work with a lot of couples that aren't married. Same thing. They're breaking up, one cheated, communication, they're arguing left and right. And I tell people when things go sideways, that's when you really, if you want to say, test a relationship or marriage, okay? Everything's great, the honeymoon phase, right? Everybody wants that. They don't want to get out of the honeymoon phase. That's not reality. That's not going to happen, or last, I should say, a lifetime. I wish it would. That'd be great, right? Unfortunately, life happens, kids happen, um, maybe lost a job, lost a loved one, like I mentioned earlier, and how you handle those challenges and how you handle those difficult times together, that's usually what makes or breaks a relationship or marriage. And there's a repeated thing. And everyone talks about communication aspects, and I get that, but it's how you communicate and what actually works best for you and what works best in that situation so things don't go sideways, okay? And are you able to show each other compassion and empathy? And when you both are hurting, when you both are, feeling not heard, it's not easy to slow your exhale, to be able to stop and to be able to look at, hey, you know what? I need to stop. I need to be able to look at, what am I doing? I don't want my partner to feel attacked. I don't want my person to feel belittled, demeaned, not at all. And that's where I look at, what is going on in those situations when the crap, or the shit hits the fan. Let's be real. That's where I want you to be able to go after and reach for each other with those questions of care and concern I talk about, left and right, about, hey, I want to know what you're upset. Hey, what do you need? You're stressed. Do you need time alone? Or are you one that thinks, oh, I'm going to handle it right now? And you sort of force feed yourself on your partner, especially when life is going sideways. And a lot of times we blow up. We react in a way that maybe we shouldn't, especially when we're tested, when we're depressed, when we're going sideways. Am I a lawyer? No, I am not a lawyer. I'm a relationship, couple, sex therapist, counselor. Been doing this for a long time. So great question, Mike. So no, I'm not an attorney, but that's where I look at those situations to where, how are you able to be there for one another and understand that, okay, I'm stressed out, I'm going through all this stuff, but we have to realize maybe our person is going through the same stuff, okay? And you know what? Hey, I'm not the only one that's stressed out. It's putting yourself in each other's shoes, especially when things are going sideways, when the shit hits the fan. And that's where I want people to understand and show that compassion and empathy. And it's hard, right? Especially when couples, there's even a significant higher divorce rate out there when, say, a couple loses a child, okay? It's devastating. It's very, very difficult for me as a helper trying to help couples heal from that. And it's just gut wrenching. So when people are both going through a loss, a horrific loss like that, it's very difficult to be there for one another. And you know what? You're both grieving. You both, it's not intentional that oh, I don't want to be there for you. I just can't. And emotionally, when life goes sideways, that's what it's very difficult. And a lot of people, they're not there for each other. And then maybe a catastrophic event like the loss of a child, what happens is that person is a constant reminder of that child, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, husband, is a constant reminder of that child. And it's hard to heal from that. Not impossible, but it's very, very difficult. And when both people are in horrific crisis mode, that's when things, it's hard to be there for each other. And outside of, that, everything's horrific. Maybe, tornado season, hurricane that just slammed Florida, you lose your home, you lose everything. And it's very difficult how you react and how you respond. And are you there for one another? And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's impossible. Sometimes your intent is to be there for each other, but that doesn't mean you're able to be there for, all those situations. So that's where I need a break. I want to be there for you. I love you, but I just can't. And that doesn't make you incapable. That doesn't mean that you don't love your person. That doesn't mean that you don't care or you're not compassionate. It's just sometimes we're so spent that we cannot be there for one another. And it's, a lot of people look at, you weren't there for me, you weren't there for me. And it's one of those situations where when that strong person can't be there for you, in the relationship, and what's going to happen when the one that's maybe less strong or that has a hard time emotionally dealing with stresses, dealing with life obstacles, and dealing with horrific events in our life, when they're always relying on that, the strong one, the emotionally strong one in the relationship can't be there any longer. And then they lose it and they start bashing the other one. You're not there for me. You're not there for me. But they're forgetting that their partner was there for them 99% of the time and always there. And that's where I look at where that balance comes in. Are you able to be there for your partner? Are you able to be there for the one that usually has your back all the time? And it's not easy. It's not at all. And that's where I want people to be able to look at the situation of when the shit hits the fan. When life really comes at you, are you able to handle it and be there for your partner? That doesn't mean you have to know what to do. No, you can ask, okay? You can ask, hey, do you need a hug? What can I do to help you? I don't know, and you should just know. Well, we don't know, and that's unfair, number one, but it's hard when we're emotionally distraught. We don't think clear. We sort of assume stuff. We're sort of in a mind funk that we start assuming stuff. And that's when relationships and marriages start going sideways even further, where you feel isolated. You feel like you don't get each other in those type of situations. Okay. So that's where I look at, and what questions, how can I help you today in your, relationship, your marriage, your dating life, your intimacy, your sex life as well. That's what I do. Like I said, I'm actually a licensed professional counselor. I'm not just the fly by night coach out there, if you will. I have a lot of education, a lot of training, residency, internships, all that stuff to get fully licensed as required by most states. And I'm licensed in the state of Michigan. So throw me your questions out there, your comments out there. I'd like to cover them as much as possible. Like I said, you can text, down below, enter them in the message. And not only that, starting next week, you will be able to call me live as long as the tech glitches are all worked out. I had a little tech glitches actually a minute before I was going live on today's show with Move My Office. Everything should be hooked up as well. And there was some conflicts. So hopefully you can hear me clear. Maybe you don't want to hear me. What questions do you go through? And this is where those type of situations you look at when there's catastrophes, devastations, like in Maui and Hawaii, all the fires and the deaths and the devastation, the hurricane in Florida, tornadoes devastating everybody, and Mother Nature hitting you. It's how you reach for each other, how you're there for each other. And like I said throughout this episode, it's very, very difficult to be there when you both are going through a horrific event, like I said, loss of a child or a house fire or, hurricane devastated or, the wildfires in Hawaii where people, they just can't be there when both people are going through a lot and you start fighting, you start arguing, you start battling each other instead of, hey, you know what? We're both in the same situation. You know what? I love you. We just can't maybe deal with it right now, but how are we handling this? How are we handling the situation in that we know we love each other, we're there for each other, and we're both going in this situation, we're both fighting this together. We're both trying to be there for each other and trying to give that that space and that what each other needs, knowing that we're both in a horrific situation. And that's where you come together, and that's where the strength of relationships in marriages come together. Or that's what I promote. That's what I try to help couples do. And it's not always possible. It's not always easy. Um, and even in, daily situations, not only horrific situations, how many people out there in your relationship or marriage think that you're alone? You do everything alone, right? You're paying the bills, you're managing the kids, getting food ready, laundry, household chores, and you feel like your person is not helping out that much, that you hear, hey, why am I in this? I'd rather be single, since I'm, sort of handling everything like I am a single father or single mother. And those where, you step up your game and you're able to be there for each other in the way they need. Now, a lot of people look at, they assume their partner, needs to be there. They read their mind that, oh, they know how to be there for me. And they're like, no, I don't. Well, you should just know we're not mind readers. When I say we, I'm talking people in general, men, women, those type of situations. Okay. So that's where I want you to be able to understand that, hey, no, teach me. What do you need from me, instead of assuming that I should know? And a lot of assuming will cause relationships and marriages to go sideways. I expect you to know what pleases me sexually. I expect you to know what I want you to do to help me around the house, or to be there with logistics of running the kids here and there. And as we know, the school season is upon us, right? And life gets even more chaotic, more hectic. And what do you do to help each other and to understand, I get you, I get, you're stressed, I'm stressed. What can we do to help each other to be a team in the relationship? And you're wondering why your partner doesn't want to be intimate anymore. They don't want to, they're exhausted. And they're like, why would I want to be intimate with you when I feel like you're not even a partner? You don't even get me. You don't even care or show any concern that I'm running all over the place and you're not even willing to help. So that's where you have to look at and understand what is causing the problems in the relationship or marriage. Are you able to look at yourself and look in the mirror to look at, hey, what am I doing to contribute to the problems in the relationship or into the marriage? And not only that, what can I do to help, right? What can I do to help fix and resolve and make our relationship and our marriage better, more stronger, and more connected emotionally, mentally, and physically? Yeah, sexually, people. A lot of people will just keep pointing the finger instead of looking at, what am I doing? What am I not doing? I'm guilty of that. I've been guilty of that in the past as well. I'm human, but that's where we try to look at, try to understand, and we try to promote and express. And sometimes I hear it, like I said, in the back of my office here, or yeah, where I see couples, that a lot of people, they have no idea what their partner feels. Their partner's upset, mad, angry all the time, like walking around with a chip on their shoulder. Excuse me. And they have no idea. They're asking, oh, and they're not hearing anything. And their partner, they're pretending like they should just know. And then they blow up. How come you didn't tell me this? And they're assuming they should know. Don't assume your partner, your person, automatically should know what you're dealing with, what you're feeling, what complaints you have. Please express them. Not ratchety, no, not in a disrespectful manner. But then you need to be able to understand and connect and express, hey, I need help. I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm doing everything. I'm pulling my hair out. Well, I have no hair. So, someone that does have hair, right? And I'm going nuts, and you can't see I'm stressed. I'm going all crazy. But then your partner goes to help you, and then you're complaining the way they're helping. You're complaining they don't do anything right. And then your partner is feeling hopeless, worthless, like not even loved, not even clued in, and not even a partner. There's a difference between them wanting to help and then your person not wanting to help at all. So how are you doing that in a constructive manner and not belittling, not criticizing, not ripping each other apart. Okay. So work on these aspects. And like I said, next week I'm going to be going live. I'm going to cut this a little short because of, like I said, technical issues and trying to rearrange or get my office set up from moving. And let me know, DM me, let me know what questions you have you'd like me to talk about during the Art of Relationship show, and definitely a Q&A component, okay? I apologize, I should say, and I appreciate your patience for the rough start. I was tripping over my tongue. I own it. Trying to check all the, camera, mics, all that stuff, that they're working properly. Like I said, I've been having, I had an issue, weird noises, everything not working a minute before I went live. So I appreciate your patience very much, people. And hopefully I'll get those ironed out for the next show. So peace and love out there. And again, my deepest wishes go out to Florida, Savannah, Georgia, that got hit with the hurricane as well. Definitely the wildfires in Hawaii. And remember, you might be going through the same situation in your relationship or marriage together, but a lot of times you might feel like I'm the only one going through this. Remember, your partner is affected too. Remember, those are the situations where I want you to be able to go after the situations and understand you both are going through life, okay? And it's very difficult to understand that, especially when life is going sideways at us, okay? So remember, always promote care, compassion, and understanding, okay? Peace and love, and I appreciate everybody joining in the Art of Relationships show. Check out my website, theartofrelationships.org. I have self-help courses, Healing After an Affair, available, 28 days to reignite your relationship. And I also have a premarital early relationship course too. I do a lot of premarital counseling as well. So peace and love, and I appreciate all the love and support I get. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Peace.